Hey guys, and welcome back to the Team Bean podcast. I hope everybody's doing okay. It's called the Bean Dip. We have two special guests with us today. I have the one and only Shivopotamus, who is stroking his face.
Beard.
You're not that wise.
And Jade. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in.
That was just a cut. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So today's topic, Pokemon. We're all big fans of Pokemon here, except for Shiv. He's not a Pokemon fan. He hates it. But he decided to come along for the ride anyway. What is that?
A Darkrai t-shirt.
Oh yeah, I can see it now.
Not a big fan, huh?
So, let's start this episode before we get off to a major weirdness, which is, if you see the cut-offs of this, then you'll see how long it took us to actually get started. But yes, today's episode topic is Pokemon. If you haven't joined the Discord, the Team Bean Discord, we're going to leave a link in the description below for whatever platform you're watching on now to join us. We are running a gym challenge in our Discord at the moment with 8 actual gym leaders, 4 Elite Four members. Come and join, be part of the Discord, and we look forward to seeing you there. But let's start with some questions for you guys regarding Pokemon. Let's make it nice and easy. What was your first Pokemon game? Shivy's just slowly sliding off the screen.
Yeah, okay.
He's coming back.
Slowly just... Where's your first Pokemon game? Let me think. Just slide in there. Right. My first Pokemon game was Pokemon Yellow.
Yours was yellow, wasn't red or blue?
No, my mate's birthday was actually the day after the release day of Pokemon, and the first game I saw being played was Pokemon Red, around his. And then I was like, oh my god, Pokemon is amazing. And my first Pokemon game was Pokemon Yellow, which then, 2 weeks later, I left in my trouser pocket and went through a washing machine and destroyed it.
I'm surprised it broke, actually, to be honest, regarding Nintendo products. Probably just got washed and be like, hey, I'm clean now. You just open up the game and Pikachu's like, let's have a bath and chill now, have a nice wash.
I still have it.
You still have it?
I still have that copy somewhere.
Somewhere. Just amongst the stuff.
Amongst all this.
Jade
in my camp.
Jade being a bit younger than myself and Shivy being old men, what was your first Pokemon game?
I think I'm trying to remember because I think the first one I ever completed was Pokemon Sword.
No, I don't care about which one you first completed.
I know, but I'm trying to because I can't remember because I know we have a copy of Pokemon Omega Ruby. I'm trying to remember if I played that or if my first one was Sword, because Omega Ruby was my brother's copy, so I don't know if I would have played it or not. I'll go with Sword. I'll go with Pokemon Sword.
So you got into the game quite late then, the Switch.
Yeah, you're a Switch newbie.
I got into the Switch stuff late. I watched the anime when I was really young, and it was just about when I got a Switch.
When you say the anime, are we talking the original one with Ash, Misty, and Brock? Or are we talking Horizons or whatever the newer ones are?
I do think I'm not that young. Yeah, I do think my first one was with Ash, Misty, and Brock. Because I remember getting really hyped at his fight against Sabrina because I really liked Haunter.
Are you talking about the one where they get turned into dolls?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the original.
I think it was the episode after because I really, really like Haunter.
Yeah, he goes to the dimension to get a Haunter, and then he gets Haunter to come along, and then he gets a badge because he makes her laugh with a Haunter. I'm like, that's not how this should work.
To be honest, I think he only actually officially won 2 badges in total.
I don't know. He beat Brock from cheats.
He's not actually a trainer.
He didn't beat Misty. He just saved the Pokemon from Team Rocket.
And then
He beat Lieutenant Surge
Yeah.
by training.
and then
I
Sabrina, he
don't
lost.
remember his fight.
The
with
grass badge,
the grass one.
the grass badge he got because he saved the gym. He saved the Gloom from the
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah, he saved Bloom from fire.
So wait, did Ash
He
actually
made-
get any of his badges in the
He
original
got his
anime?
electric badge. He got his electric badge fair, and I think he got one more fair. I just don't remember which one it was.
Well, what badges are we
Well, they-
missing here? So we've got Brock, Misty, Surge, Grass Gym, Psychic Gym. Did he do the Poison Gym? I don't remember him taking on the Poison Gym.
Yeah, but I think he did it. I don't think he did it fairly. I think that was another one where he didn't actually earn it, like how we all know it.
And then Blaine. Did he take on Blaine? I don't remember him taking on Blaine. And then Giovanni.
He might have.
I do not think Ash is equipped to beat Giovanni. Now, I'm very biased because I like Team Rocket. And, you know, I feel like
No,
Team
if
Rocket
Ash.
should have easily beaten that Pikachu many a times because they have better Pokemon. They have a Weezing and
No.
an Arbok, and Arbok would kick the shit out of a Pikachu.
They seem like they were actually doing really well because in the first ever episode they were like really well known, they were wanted, and then they just got too fixated on Pikachu that they fell off.
Yeah, but why Pikachu? It's not even that good of like they could have just gone into the forest. There was hundreds of them. It's just a Pikachu.
But this is
They
Ash's
lost one
Pikachu.
fight and were like, I want that.
That Pikachu is the best. That is the top tier. It's in the top 1% of Pikachu. We have to get that one Pikachu. It's great.
Or they could just level up
If you
their
like
own
Pikachu
Pikachu
broke
because
level caps.
the theory is Ash's Pikachu is just a higher level because it won't listen to him at the beginning just because it's too high level for Ash, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
basis. Like, oh,
The other
Pikachu's too.
thi-
Go on.
Yeah, the other theory I've seen is that it's like, do you remember the Detective Pikachu movie where it's
Yep.
Pikachu is somehow like deeply connected to Ash, and so is Giovanni, and that's why there's the little triangle of Pikachu, Ash, and Giovanni.
I don't think Giovanni gives a crap about Pikachu. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
I
don't
reckon-
think that
No, he
knows
really
until the
does.
end.
He
And let's
couldn't
let's
care.
be honest. You look at Giovanni's Pokemon. He's got what? Rhydon,
You're king, I think.
Nidoking. He's got all of these big bulky Pokemon. And then you go like, oh, do you want this Pikachu? Not really, no.
Nah.
Persian.
It's
He's
little
just-
electric
14
crap means
sweet your
nothing.
Pikachu.
like I think Giovanni. Even if Team Rocket brought Pikachu back, Giovanni would been like, what's this? Just take it back. I don't want it.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
You bought me a high level Pikachu. That's
Good
Good
for you.
job.
Good job. Like they could have brought so many good Pokemon back that would have been so much better. Like being
They
a
went
leader
up
of Team Bean, right? Imagine you're trying to catch me Pokemon, you bring back a Pikachu. I'm like, all right, cool, thanks guys, yeah, wow.
They literally went up against the legendaries, like the God of the Sea, because they're in the movie, right?
Yeah, they're always in the movies.
Well, they went up against God legendary Pokemon, and we're still obsessed with the Pikachu.
Do you know what does
Yeah.
puzzle me though? Do you remember the original series when they first see a Dragonite and it's like humongous?
Yeah.
When they're at the lighthouse, why is Dragonite humongous there but not anywhere else?
I mean, people keep suspecting it's like an early tease of like Dynamax, but I don't think they would have thought about it then.
No, because the technology in the games didn't exist to do it. The
Yeah.
only thing they had in their back of their mind was breeding Pokemon and baby Pokemon and eggs and stuff, which they then
Yeah.
brought in Gen 2. So,
So if let's like swipe that Dynamax out of the question for this. Like, what do you think their plan was for Dragonite in that? Because
maybe it's
Dragonite-
just fat.
I don't think being fat. It's like, is it Godzilla fat? Not really. He's just a giant monster. He's in comparison. Dragonite was about the size of Gyarados. Not Gyarados. You know what?
Gyarados is fucking huge.
Gyarados is
mind.
big. I like Gyarados.
Yeah.
though.
Like you see in the first movie, like the Gyarados and the rest of the team. That water guy, the Gyarados is fucking huge.
Yeah. But you know what annoys me
And
about
apparently really hard to get and really hard to tame. No, you just train Magikarp.
you just train the Magikarp
You
and
just kick a
respect it.
Magikarp according to James.
Yeah.
Well, no, you don't kick Magikarp because if you kick the Magikarp, you know, it
You
shows.
level up, not the Magikarp.
What is
The
what annoys
Magikarp
me
has to
about
kick
James
you.
from Team Rocket though? He has such he could have such a better team. He could have a Growlithe or an Arcanine, right? If he got a Firestone on his team,
I knew that would be where you were going.
of
Yeah,
course.
this is where it always
Why
goes.
you never? If I had a Growlithe as a kid, there's no way I'm running from home without that Growlithe. It's coming with me. I don't care. I'm not leaving it there. It wanted to go with him. It makes me angry that James left it there. Like, no, bad James. Go back, get your Growlithe, turn it into an Arcanine, and then that Arcanine will eat Pikachu like it's nothing. Or the
One of these.
Gyarados. Even Gyarados says a water type would take Pikachu out.
I think one of those, yes.
I want that.
It is yours.
Yay,
Anyway.
Arcanine. And then what else does James and Misty get that are really good Pokemon that they end up not like?
Well, Ash had a shiny, didn't he, at one stage? The Butterfree, or was that the wild one?
No, that was the
They
wild
let a
one.
shiny go. They let
That
a
wasn't
fucking
his.
shiny go.
He let his Butterfree
let
go
the
for the shiny.
Yeah, but he could have caught that.
He
That would
could've
have been a
caught
much
that.
better Pokemon, Team Rocket to catch.
Yeah, but in theory,
Yeah.
was that Butterfree someone else's? Because that was like a whole thing, wasn't it? Where everybody was letting their Butterfrees go to mate. He
Hmm.
lets a lot of his Pokemon go, man. It's like
Yeah.
he didn't catch
does.
barely any of his Pokemon. So he got Squirtle from the Squirtle Squad, and the police officer gave it to him. He got Bulbasaur from the like daycare center that was looking after the Pokemon, and now
Yeah.
he's not looking after. And then he got Charmander from
You found
someone dishing it.
Charmander in a rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Charmander's the only one I think he actually saved. Like, the Bulbasaur was
Yeah.
doing a good job where he was, and he kind of took away the defender
happy.
of the place. Squirtle was just Squirtle. He was just being
Being a
a
little
dick.
Living life.
Yeah, being a little shit. But, and then Pikachu. And then well, he leveled up his Butterfree, which is the only like one he leveled up. He got what? Pidgeot by luck. Because he actually, and then he got Krabby,
He got
which is,
Charizard, didn't he?
I think Krabby's the only one he actually caught. Oh no, he caught the Weedle, didn't he? But Krabby's the only thing,
Didn't
and
he
even
catch like a bunch of Tauros, or was that in a?
no, he done that in the
different season?
Safari Zone. Yeah, in the Safari Zone, he caught a bunch of
Oh, okay.
Tauros. Because there's an episode where Professor Oak's like, "Why have you sent me all of these Tauros?" Like, that's just kind of mean. Like, that is
He
literally
has
mean.
Yeah, he has an entire field of Tauros somewhere
Yeah. Why?
that he didn't do anything with.
I want to know his obsession with not evolving Pokemon, because
Yeah.
unless I'm remembering incorrectly, I think X and Y was the first time he had a fully evolved team by the league.
Yeah, because he didn't evolve.
That was the first
Squirtle
league
was
he won.
Squirtle for the whole time. Bulbasaur was Bulbasaur for the whole time. The only one that evolved was Charizard. And then when it got to a Charizard,
did
it was
choose
just
that.
like, no, you're too shit. That's literally what Charizard was like,
He,
no,
like-
you're not good enough.
He like never has a fully evolved team.
No wonder
Like-
he keeps losing. The
I
league.
understand with the Pikachu.
Jesus
I understand
Christ.
a little bit with the Pikachu, but he's a terrible trainer. He's terrible. I don't think anybody's going to
If he
disagree
didn't
with
have
us on
plot
this.
armor, he's not getting a badge.
Nah. Actually, not
But
that
then-
first badge going up with an electric type. Like, what?
I mean, in
Yeah.
fairness, you can beat Brock with an electric type if he taught Pikachu double kick, which you can learn.
It
I've
can
done
learn
it.
slam at level 20.
Exactly. So in theory, if this Pikachu was so over
Or just
leveled, it
catch
should
a
already
grass
know.
Pokemon.
I
He
always
ends up
did-
wandering through a forest every other episode. Can he not just catch a grass type?
Yeah, it's really actually quite easy to do the first gym. You just get Caterpie and evolve it. Butterfree, Confusion,
Yeah.
gym's dead. Done.
That's it. It's so simple. And he had a Butterfree. Didn't he get to Brock with the Butterfree?
Probably.
He had the Weedle before he
Butterfree
got
would
to
have been
Brock, right?
clutch.
Because if you think about it, he gets the
Caterpie.
Butterfree. It's that whole scene where they get chased by the Beedrill. Oh no, Brock was there with the Beedrill, so it was before. Yeah, Brock was there for the
Yeah.
Beedrill.
Yeah, but then I still, because it was like the second episode where he caught Caterpie, and it's definitely gonna evolve because it evolved like the next episode into Metapod.
Yeah.
He got the
So
level
he
7
definitely would have been
apparently.
able to evolve it by the time of the first gym if he was thinking.
Yeah, it's got to be. I don't think Ash should have ever been champion. He never deserved it. He needs to get good, son.
Well, I believe some of the fan theories he never actually survived. So
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it was all like in his head, right?
fever dream.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
and he ended up in a coma from the attack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So-
because he was on the bike, and when he crashed the bike, because you see the ho
Gets
ho.
attacked.
I mean, they've obviously already had like Gen 2 in mind with the ho ho going across, because obviously that wasn't released until Gen 2.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
you don't see any of the legendaries in the first series, do you? Other than ho ho at the beginning, you don't see them like physically. You
Well,
see
No, not
you see him in the
physically.
film.
Yeah, you see
You've
Mew
got
and
the
Mewtwo in the film.
portrait of. You've got the portrait in the Pokemon Center of the legendary birds in Arcanine.
Yeah, because Arcanine was a legendary at that
Yeah,
point.
back in them days, Arcanine was a
Yeah.
legendary, but he's not anymore. But he's still a legend in my heart.
Don't let it go to your head.
No.
He was a legendary. Don't let it go to your head.
Hey, do you know what? I'm kind of glad he's not a legendary, because then it would make him
Annoying to get.
annoying to get and very OP. Like, I like having an Arcanine. Like, in every game I've played every single Pokemon game, and I've had an Arcanine in my team in each of them, except for the gens where you can't.
It'd
have-
also be very limited to probably Gen 1, maybe Gen 2.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because if he was legendary, he'd have to stay in that region.
Yeah, that's what I mean, and that'd be so sucky. Like, because obviously Sword and Shield, you can get Arcanine. You know, Scarlet and Violet, I got Arcanine. All of these newer games, if you just wouldn't have been there. Like, I know you can get all the legendaries in Scarlet and Violet now. You can get every single legendary, but that's only because
Can you?
they in the DLC.
Yeah.
You once you beat the DLC, you can go around and catch every single legendary in the entire series.
I
Oh,
don't know
shit.
that.
Yeah, I remember because I went to try and do it, and it was just a ball ache. They made them so hard to catch that it's just frustrating. Like,
Yeah.
you could get them down to red, confused, sleep, and I think it was like 78 Pokeballs on a ho-ho that I threw, and it just never caught. And I was using like
I mean,
crystals
I
at the
think-
beginnings and then ultra balls. I'm like, ugh, whatever, I give up.
I think technically you would have been able to get every legendary in Gen 8 as well because of the Dynamax dens.
Yeah, I think Dynamax Dens had basically every legendary and Ultra Beast in.
Ultra Beast, yeah. Well, we need to do
Yeah.
some more of that. That was pretty fun.
We do have the Dynamax raid again.
Yeah, Mr. Dynamax raids. But
I did one the other day.
yeah. Well, we could maybe do some later on. See what plans are.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we went off of our first Pokemon, then ended up talking like 99% about the Pokemon series. So let's talk about our favorite Pokemon. Now, obviously, you know mine already, which is Arcanine and Growlithe. And I think you two have got the same favorite Pokemon, if I'm correct.
Mine's changed since the tournament and since everything. Mine has changed from Lucario.
Two.
Bog
Mine's now probably no, it's not Boglord. That I'll leave that for Monkey Mutt. Mine's probably Clawitzer. The claw one, he's really good.
Oh,
Um,
the little
also-
lobster.
Yeah, and also I really enjoyed using Fluttermane.
See,
That means a cool design.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously a lot of you who have watched the tournament, Boglord is now a fan favorite for the Team Bean Discord.
Boglord is everyone's favorite.
For your information, Boglord isn't obviously you're like, who the hell is Boglord? I've never heard of that Pokemon. It's a Clodsire.
Clodsire.
Yeah, it's a Clodsire.
Clodsire that just swept.
It just swept. It was a beast, and he was
It's-
renamed Boglord.
So Boglord was just in the chat.
Yep, that
when the
was
tournament
just a
going
chat.
on.
I like the Clodsire you had because because of the color scheme, the red and blue. It looks like very reminiscent of the paints I use for my orcs, and it's like that reminds me of that. For Warhammer 40k, I used to play that, but but we won't get into that subject right now. Otherwise, Frogs will be upset if we
I don't
start
think
talking
anyone
about
has
that.
enough time.
I don't know.
But who will appear?
He will appear.
I heard you talking. No, you just say the Imperial Guard are crap, and he will appear and go, "Yes."
Well-
it's like, then why do you play the Imperial Guard?
Because
I don't know.
But-
Um,
But yeah, Arcanine is pretty cool.
yeah, I love my Arcanine. I always have done, and the reason being is
Could be worse.
I can't explain to you the reason, because ever since I was a kid, I just fell in love with Arcanine. You know, being a big fluffy
I
fire
like my
dog.
dog Pokemon, to be fair. I do
Yeah.
like my dog Pokemons, like Arcanine, Lucario, Rockruff.
Mm.
Pardon? Lucario's a dog. I didn't even think of that.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't class Lucario as a dog.
I think so. I've
He's more
always
furry.
classed it. It might
Yeah,
To be
not be.
honest,
He's a furry. Yeah, I would say he's more.
I mean,
someone's persona.
if
He's
you
faintly based on Anubis, so he might not
Yeah.
yeah, well, Anubis would technically be a cat, right?
Is Anubis a cat or a dog? I'm gonna look.
be. Oh, I actually am looking this up now.
Getting these guys googling about who Anubis is. Is Anubis a cat or a dog? Anyone in the comments
What
know?
animal is Lucario?
I don't think he's based
A
off an
jackal.
animal.
Like Pokemon.
A jackal.
Jackal,
Oh,
Jackal's a
that
dog.
makes sense. Oh, so he's a dog.
Yeah, a dog.
So you were right. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a dog. The information. Now we know that Lucario is actually a dog. Ah, should be
Lucario is
likes
just
him even
fucking
more.
awesome.
It's like, he's a dog.
Lucario is really cool.
But if you could have
Lucario's
one
really good.
Pokemon, like if you could actually have a Pokemon, excluding your favorites, so you couldn't have a Lucario, what Pokemon would you have as like a pet? Now, reminding yourself that you've got to look after this, feed it, and make sure it don't burn your house down if you pick a fire type.
I reckon, as a pet, also thinking about what people have used before, I reckon a Mr. Mime might be quite fun.
Mr. Mime would be funny.
I don't know. I don't think I want to Mr. Mime around my kids.
I just want Macargo,
Who?
the Slugma evolution.
Yeah.
What, the one that's like
Because-
hot as lava?
No, it's not as hot as lava. Macargo's body runs hotter than the sun.
So you're not. So everybody's dead then. You're just gonna kill everyone. You creepy.
I'm
But
gonna watch the world burn.
Rockruff would be very fun.
Rockruff's fucking cute.
Yeah,
Rockruff would be a cute little
Rockruff
dog.
would be a good one.
Meowth.
I do specify it's Rockruff, not Lycanroc. Lycanroc would be a menace.
No, see, I
Yeah,
would like.
Meowth.
I would want the Midnight form.
No, I would like a Ghastly, like the one from the show that likes to play pranks, because you could have so much fun with that.
No. You're not. You're not also thinking big picture.
You remember
Meowth.
Killing
Payday.
for a bit.
Oh, that's a good shout.
Meowth. Use Payday.
I mean, Magikarp would be a good shout as a fish bomb, but as soon as it turns into a Gyarados, it's not fitting in your house.
No.
I feel like it
Yeah.
also
Do
depends.
you know what'd be really
on-
cool? Do you know what'd be
what
really
sort
cool
of
if you had a
things you do.
Magikarp, but it was like small, like a goldfish, and it turns into a Gyarados. It just turns into like a little bigger fish, but it's still like a tiny Gyarados in a tank that you could fit in your bedroom. How cool would that be?
I just need
What
to get
type
on
of-
this.
I feel like it would be more terrifying to see Gyarados tiny.
No, it'd be so cute in a tank. It would having a
It-
little
it's
tiny
Hydro Pump, it
Gyarados.
would-
It
It
just
is hydro
squirts
pump.
you.
This little tiny stream of water would just split out the water. Just. It's so cute.
That would be. Imagine tiny Pokemon. They would all be so cute. Like you have a fish tank behind you that's full of all the water Pokemon. You just hear like Staryu behind you. You know.
Wailord still wouldn't fit.
The other thing,
What?
Corviknight might be fun, or any like flying Pokemon, because then I
Yeah,
can
get-
just fly
wow.
anywhere. Don't have to worry about traffic.
Yeah, unless there's any Tinkertonks
Okay.
around, because if someone has a Tinkertonk, it's going to take out your Corviknight.
Yeah, it's
But
just
just
gonna
like any sort
crash.
of flying Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, a big enough flying Pokemon to fly around on would be fantastic, but I still can't get over the idea of having a tiny Gyarados. Like, That's now imbued on my brain. Like,
If it
I
has
need a
to
tiny
be-
Gyarados. I need to buy a
If it has
fish
to be
tank.
its actual size.
Well, I
what would
don't
you
want a
choose?
massive Gyarados because I can't keep that, really. I
That-
have to put it in the ocean
That's
and let
why
it
I
live
want to
free.
know.
Hmm.
And how much of the ocean would be effed because of the Gyarados? Because let's be honest, a shark ain't taking on a Gyarados.
It'd
The
just be
Gyarados is going to
Hyper Beam,
literally kick the crap out of it.
out.
Depends on how aggressive
Gyarados
the
ain't
Gyarados
that
is.
great.
Huh?
Gyarados isn't that great.
I don't think a shark has a good chance against a Gyarados.
You've
Depends on
seen
the shark.
sharks. The
It
great white
depends.
shark would just kill it.
It depends on how the battle went down. Like if it was face to face, Gyarados would blow it out of the water. But if it came up from the side or behind it where it couldn't see, then it'd probably get like munched on. Unless Gyarados
I mean, it
is like
also
a worm.
depends. Are we allowing the Gyarados to like have moves like Hyper Beam and everything?
Well, yeah, we're talking about having Pokemon. If it had Hyper Beam, I don't know. I mean, a massive Gyarados,
That would be
no.
pretty.
I just want a tiny Gyarados in a fish tank. That's what I want now. I want to get a fish tank, and I'm going to put a PNG of a Gyarados just swimming around in the background now. Just.
Just because you can't
Just for
actually have one.
Christmas, one of your presents is gonna be like a mechanical Gyarados that's waterproof.
Wait, they have that? They have a little
Yeah.
I don't
mechanical
know.
Gyarados that can swim in the water. Jade, don't get me excited now. I'm going to have to Google this.
No,
I think Mega Bloks made a Gyarados that was mechanical and actually moves.
I
Yeah,
remember
I've
seeing
seen
it
that.
somewhere, but I don't know if I remembered correctly.
Right, I'm looking. The Lapras
Oh.
Charizard.
You got me so
Where's the
excited. I want like a
Gyarados?
little robotic Gyarados that would swim around in the water. Like, you know, you can get them,
That's
them
the next
little.
match he's gonna release.
So for Christmas, my daughter got these little, like a massive like fish bowl, but it had like mechanical fish in it, so they'd swim around. So she could have the feeling
Yeah,
of
I've
like
seen
having
those.
fish without the responsibility, so she could sort of try and learn. But imagine a little Gyarados. Pokemon Company, please, if you make this, I will buy it.
That would be good.
I will have a fish
If you
tank.
make
I
it,
will
you
literally set up a massive fish tank that will take up the whole back wall, and I'll buy all the mechanical Pokemon that go in there, and it will just be like a sea of like all of the Pokemon from there, and I want it. No,
I feel
scratch
like
that. I
if
need that.
Pokemon released that, you would go bankrupt. You'd
Already
spend
more
all
than-
your money on it.
I'm already there.
Well, being bankrupt means you have to have money to begin with.
Yeah.
We don't have money to begin with. So,
Unfortunately, it is something that I would love to have though. Like legit, like I would actually, if they actually came out of it and they actually worked, I would legitimately buy a big fish tank. I'd probably just go on Facebook Marketplace and get like a fucking 70,000 like gallon fish tank for like 10 quid. You know, because that's how many people don't want them anymore. Shivy's just literally sliding around the screen. Now he's tiny.
yeah, I'm just going to turn off that auto frame thing and just become very small.
He's now
Every time I
tiny.
looked over, yeah, it was. I'm everywhere. It was annoying me.
Well, changing the subject a bit here. Right, so if we could live in any region, what region you living in?
Johto.
Ooh,
Johto.
that was fast.
Galar.
I would like to live in the Alolan region. You know, the Hawaiian beaches. You've got different islands you can travel to.
You just want to surf on the Manatine.
Surfing on the Manatine. I mean, you telling me you don't want to surf on the Manatine?
Can't surf.
Well, you'd learn, obviously.
Galar or Kalos?
Can't swim.
I just
can't swim.
Galar because I don't want to like leave the UK. I quite like the UK, and I don't know if I'd want to leave it.
Someone's got to like
Kalos
it.
just because it's my favorite region, to be honest.
Fair enough. I mean, I like Sword and Shield, but I feel like the game's a bit dragged out. Story-wise,
The game's
like,
dragged out,
yeah.
but
Like-
like in terms of a region, it's really nice.
Yeah, like I like the idea of the game, but there's some parts of that story, like that whole scene at the very beginning where you go into the forest and you try to fight the legendary, but you realize you're a weak baby and you can't do anything because obviously it's a legendary.
That's
Like,
not needed.
I don't really feel like that whole scene is needed. Like it's
It
a
doesn't
cool
add
idea.
anything.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, you get to see the legendary at the beginning. Cool. That's kind of a fun idea, but at the same time, why can't we just like be going through that? What go through that forest as a forest, and then there's a little scene in there where you see the wall, like the dog. You don't actually need to fight it because there's no point. But you're going through this
Yeah.
forest and you see it there, and you're like, oh shit, what's that? And then you're not allowed in the deeper part of the forest because there's a guard there. Like, sorry guys, you need to be stronger, or you need to at least show me that you're able to have like 6 badges before you're even allowed to go into this stronger area. Something like that, like the original Pokemon used to do. Like
Yeah.
they used to block off an area by a guard, be like, nope, sorry, nope, you suck. Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's why Sword
It
and
kind of
Shield,
makes
like,
more sense than what they did.
yeah. But I mean, I guess they've done it. They done what they've done. Like, obviously, we can't change that. So I'm hoping that ZA is not too like
I've got massive expectations for ZA.
that's the thing. I think the problem is everyone's going to be super expecting like so much that when it does come out, it's not going to live up to those expectations, and I think it's gonna be
No,
like
but like
everyone's going to
I
moan about it.
know I'm not gonna. I know I'm not gonna get what I'm expecting, and I'm not gonna complain when I don't. But
Yeah,
I do have big expectations because Kalos is just my favorite region. XY is my favorite series. Um, I just like the whole idea of it. And after the games, like people don't really like it because the games were underwhelming.
yeah. I mean,
So
I don't like the idea of being trapped in
having
the city.
Hmm.
no, I would have liked to explore more
Yeah,
because you can also like it's set right after the events of X and Y, I believe. So it's not like you've done a massive time jump either.
exactly. Like there's
I
so much
like
in X and Y that you can explore. So why are we limited to just? I'm hoping that they've only shown us the city, and
I mean-
there is like explorable areas outside of, because
yeah.
There's not. But in Arceus, you had a hub town. And then
yeah, you
went
had your
out
hub
exploring.
town, and then you
That's
go.
fine.
Like I like that idea. You go to 5 different areas, and you get different Pokemon in those areas.
I wish they did it like in the massively in the future or massively in the past and gave us more new Pokemon variants like they did
Hmm.
with Arceus. Arceus was such a good Legends game because it was so different,
Yeah,
and ZA's just sort of become an open world regular Pokemon game in a way.
Yeah,
I
It's
mean,
not
and
branched out as much as Arceus has.
yeah, I mean, we won't know until we get to it. We've only got a couple of months when this comes out, so we're looking at October the 16th, I believe it comes out in the UK.
Yeah, I think that's what they said.
Do you know what else we
which
have
ties
coming
up
out?
perfectly with me with Comic Con because I can just put 2 weeks off work and still
Well,
have
I've
Comic.
I've sadly booked off the entire weekend for Pokemon because I'm like I've got Thursday the 16th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. So I got 5 days, and then 5 days are just solely going to be ZA streaming and like making stuff on that, and that's going to be like a good weekend. And then obviously we got Comic
Do you
Con the
reckon you'll
weekend after.
stream your Do you reckon you'll stream your original playthrough, or are you going to stream after like you normally do?
No, no, no. I'm going to literally from the beginning. So it comes out on the 16th. I'm literally going out the morning that it comes out to buy it from our local area, because I'm not going to pre-order it from Amazon, because as they'd say, oh yeah, you get it on release day, but not till 5 o'clock in the evening. It's like, cool. I don't want to wait till 5 o'clock in the evening. I'd rather get it first thing. I will wake up
No,
for this.
no. They said because I came around yours to pick it up. It was like, oh, it's release day. Your parcel will be there at 9 o'clock, and we were like, perfect. Okay, so got up, went around yours 9:30. We're like, where's the parcel? Your parcel will be here by 10 o'clock. It's like, okay, that's not what it said just now. And then it was suddenly just 5 o'clock.
Yeah. And then we were like, okay,
It's
well,
like,
this is
what?
how badly we wanted to play it. We were like, we literally brought 2 copies of it. We're like, okay, we're going down to the shop, buying ourselves copies, and then we'll refund the Argos, the Amazon
Amazon.
copies when they turn up. And literally, that's what we did. Like, we literally walked down, brought some, and like, cool, we're gonna get into streaming this, because it was just like, it was ridiculous. Like, if you're doing a game on release day, at least send it to me the day before. or like 10 o'clock in the evening. I don't even care if you want to deliver it 10 o'clock the night before, or give it to me.
Or
Tell me,
even
come at
just
6
make it
o'clock in the
early.
morning. I'll get
Don't
up.
make people have to wait.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's why I don't like ordering games for release day, because Amazon don't like. I guess it's based on how they deliver, but like they should have an option where you can go, I want this, because they've only got before 1 o'clock. Which, okay, yeah, I guess before 1 o'clock's not too bad. You can whatever, but like I'm impatient. The new Pokemon game's coming out. I want it that minute. Like I don't want to get up and then wait 12 hours to play it on the day. Like I want to be able to pre-install that bad boy. Like I'm hoping there's a way I can get it set up on my Switch so that I can pre-install it. So when I buy the key, because that's what it's going to be, and it's going to be a key, I can just plug in the game and
Yeah,
go.
I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do a physical release of it. It
I
might
don't know.
just be the Switch version.
Yeah,
And
it
then the
might be
Switch 2
Pokemon.
version is just going to be is already announced and on the box art of the Switch 2 version is just the Switch version on the cartridge and the code
Yeah.
to get the update.
Well, there's a part of me that's
Yeah.
thinking, do I just get it on the Nintendo store because it's the same price, have it pre-installed, ready to go on launch day, because then I don't have to wait for any copies or physical copies. Because I just want to play the game. Like having
I
a
have
physical
to
copy is
wait.
fun. Well, you want the Switch 2 copy though, right?
No, because
Oh.
the Switch 2 copy isn't, like I said, isn't a Switch 2 copy. It's just the normal game plus an upgrade code. So
Oh.
I'll just get the normal game then.
Oh, fair enough. Well, it'll still run quite better on the Switch too.
Hopefully.
I can't lie, the Switch 2 seems pretty pointless.
At
Like
the
I
moment
get
it
why
is.
they've done it, but it's just there's no point if you already own a Switch.
I mean, I guess it's you. I mean, looking at I've been watching Shivy
I'm just gonna
play
cry in
Scarlet
Switch
and
2.
Violet, and I was watching what's his name? There was a stream. There's a YouTuber on. I can't remember his name now. He's quite a popular Pokemon YouTuber. His name is John, but I can't remember his YouTuber name. Anyway, someone in the comments will know. But he was playing it, and it shows when you're doing like max raids or when you're just walking around in Scarlet and Violet on the Switch 2 with the upgrade. There's so many more Pokemon. They don't despawn as much. They're literally like it just runs so much better on the Switch 2 hardware.
I can attest to that.
Yeah,
I got it, put it in my console, and yeah, I was looking off into the distance, and there were Pokemon. But the thing is, they're not choppy
yeah.
and low poly.
But
They're just
also,
the Pokemon.
if you look at the
windmill.
cutscene, if you look at the windmill actually spins. If you look at the cutscene where the kids are
Windmill
swinging
spin!
their legs, you know when they're swinging their legs in the original, and they just look really choppy. They actually swing naturally now. So, like, I
I'm
guess,
pretty sure the Switch could do this.
yeah. I mean, I don't get me wrong. It's a lot better hardware. But the only thing I don't get on the Switch 2 is just the amount of hate. Like, if you don't like the idea of the Switch 2 or you don't want, then just don't buy it. Like, simple as. That's literally it. You just don't buy the console. Let people have their fun. Because
Yeah.
if people want to buy a
That's-
Switch 2,
That's what I'm doing.
yeah, like I will wait a while till there's more games. Like I may buy a Switch 2 for ZA, so I have a better experience of the game.
Yeah.
You know, that I'm hoping there might be a Pokemon edition that, you know, maybe I'll look into getting that, because, you know, there's normally a Pokemon edition for every Pokemon game that comes out on the Switches anyway. If not, then okay, I'll just get a regular black one. It's not going to be the end of the world.
There wasn't a Legend Arceus Switch.
It wasn't, no. There was a,
There was a Let's
Diamond and
Go.
Pearl, wasn't there?
No. Yes. I think there's a
Yeah.
Diamond and Pearl Switch Lite.
Oh,
Because I know
yeah.
the Sword and Shield Switch was a Switch Lite because it's. Hang on. Is it?
Got it somewhere.
He's got it somewhere.
Somewhere.
No, mine.
Here. This is the Diamond and Pearl. This is the Sword and Shield Switch Special Edition, which was a Switch Lite.
It's just great with
then
red
you
and blue
have-
buttons.
Yeah, and then you had Scarlet and Violet Switch, which was just basically.
Yeah, the
special
Scarlet
dock.
and Violet Switch.
that.
Look, the docking on that Switch looks really pretty. Like, and it's
I mean,
really
it does
cool.
look better than the console, but the console is cool.
Yeah,
And then the Let's Go one I never got.
the
which
Let's
I'm
Go
kicking
one's
myself
kind of cool,
over.
which is like yellow and brown, and It looks
Has
kind
little
of
Eevees
cool.
and Pikachus on the back.
Yeah, I like the idea of that. Well, we'll have to wait and see.
But
I
no,
feel
there
like-
wasn't a Legends one.
The only thing I'm worried about is
No.
since ZA comes out quite close to the launch of the Switch 2, will they make a brand new console for it? There's a possibility they won't bother. Depending
Yeah.
on the Switch 2 sales. Because obviously the Switch 2 is having its diversities right now because people are like, oh, I'm not buying a Switch 2 because I don't want to just play Mario Kart. That's understandable. I'm not a big fan of Mario
Yeah,
Kart.
I didn't even get
myself.
Mario Kart. I
Yeah.
didn't even bother buying it in the end.
I'm just
I was
not
like,
a fan
nah,
of
I
it.
can't be asked.
Like the game's fun with friends now and again, but like playing it as the only game I can actually play on the Switch 2 because there's nothing other than that. Like the Donkey Kong game does not interest me at all. If anything, I think
not
that
even
game
out
would
yet.
frustrate me more. It's not out.
No,
Oh, so Donkey Kong ain't even out, so I can't even. So what's the Switch? Is it
The-
literally just Mario?
the
Kart then?
only Switch exclusive game that came out on release day was Mario Kart.
Wow. So I can understand people's little bit of bickering about it, going, "Oh well, I don't just want to play Mario Kart, so I'm not going to buy a Switch 2," which is fair. But if
Yep,
people are buying the
fair.
Switch 2 for the Mario Kart, let them have their fun. You know, it's their
they
money,
must-
it's their life. They can do what they want. You don't have to be like, "Oh, but the Switch 2 this, oh, it could get blocked." Well, then just don't mess around with your Switch. Simple as.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it's my
I mean,
hardware.
I don't really need a Switch 2. It's like
Mm.
my Switch works fine. I'm happy with my Switch. And they've actually added like new features so you can play with people if they own the Switch 2. You can like crossplay it. But
I
like
was-
I might get the Switch 2 in the future if like either if I have the money for it or if I need an upgrade. But right now I don't need an upgrade and I'm happy with my regular Switch.
Yeah, but there'll be a
But I
point
don't really
when.
care. If people want to buy it, then people can buy it. That's not my business.
Oh, that's the thing. It's their money. Why should we dictate about who buys what with their
Yeah,
money?
like-
I'm sorry, but it's none of my business what other people buy.
If they-
It's-
Yeah, like if they want to buy it, they can buy it. I don't really care. It's their money.
Hmm.
If they
Thank you.
enjoy it, they enjoy it. If they regret it, then they regret it. It's
I don't know
nothing
if
for
I
me to
enjoy it
comment
yet.
on.
I mean, from what I've seen from Scarlet and Violet alone, it's like I actually want to play Scarlet and Violet on a Switch too. Just
I
because
played it for an hour and a half, and I was just like, "Yeah, this is how it should have been."
I mean, it's how
It's
the
a
game
shame
should-
that
yeah.
Pokemon needed. I don't understand why it couldn't run like that on the Switch when you have games like Skyrim and Doom that run flawless.
I think it's more of a they put too much in the game for it to maybe cope. Because you think, okay, Skyrim. I mean, Skyrim. I'm not sure because it's a big open world game. I'm not sure how it ran on the Switch because I was like, I'm not buying Skyrim on the Switch when I already own it on every other bloody platform. And like, I don't need another
did.
Switch version. Yeah, you did. Was it good on the Switch? Did it run really well?
It runs really well on the Switch. Like I've got 300 hours in it. On that
I mean, I
Switch,
think
and
I
it's-
think don't forget Skyrim is not as graphically intense as people may think because it's a very very old game now.
Yeah, but when you have games like Legend Arceus that runs beautiful, and then you have
Yeah.
other games like Zelda, the big open world in Zelda, that runs beautiful on the Switch. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's 30 FPS, but a solid 30 is better than a choppy 60.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that solid 30, it's good. You can run with that. You can make it look good. You can do stuff.
Maybe that's the
Why-
problem.
But then you had Scarlet and Violet, which is choppy 30. And it's like you had the teams. Nintendo has the teams in these other games, which are exclusive to the Switch. So it's not like you're going to Sony or Microsoft and asking them for help. You had the people that could have made Scarlet and Violet run properly.
I guess they were too focused on getting it 60 FPS instead of leaving it at the casual 30 and making it run better. They were still like,
They
we
don't
have
even,
to make
no,
it
the
60.
Switch is locked to 30.
Wasn't it
problem is-
delayed? I might be remembering wrong, but wasn't Scarlet and Violet delayed?
I don't think so.
Um,
I
no.
don't remember it being
It
delayed.
might not have
Delayed.
been. I might be misremembering.
No, delaying it and making it run better would have been acceptable.
Yeah, which is what like no, I was probably misremembering. But if they'd like delayed it and it was choppy, I feel like more people would be upset because
Mm.
they've proven it can work. It's just about how much effort they want to put into it.
Yeah,
It's the way things go
it
in
is
it
what it
now.
was at the end of the day.
I mean, now we've got the Switch 2. I think I'm looking forward to how ZA will run on the Switch 2. It's why I kind of want to Switch 2 because obviously I'm going to play ZA. I'm going to play the shit out of it. I would rather it be running better than choppy on the Switch. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But I've got what, 4 months? What's it? What are we in June now? June, July, August, September, October. Was it November before October? It's one or the other.
October,
It's October,
November.
November.
Yeah, so I've got 4 months to buy a Switch 2 before ZA comes out, which, okay, yeah, I got 4 paydays before then. I can sort it out. And I probably will. Because the
Make
only
it work.
thing in October is me and Shivy have got two big games coming in October. One early October, one mid October. Because we've got Digimon, 3rd of October.
Oh,
Just
shit.
confused.
Yeah, I don't think he knew the date, but yeah, Digimon Time Strangers comes out 3rd of October, and we're both very interested in that.
Yeah.
And obviously, then 16th of October, we've got the Pokemon, and then end of October, we've got Comic Con. So that's going to be,
October is a very expensive month.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm only, so for Comic Con, I'm only going Saturday.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So that'll only be. So if any of you guys are going Comic Con, me and Shivy will be there Saturday, all day. Maybe.
Yeah. All day
Probably.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, if people meet up, I'll stay until like 7 o'clock.
Oh yeah. I'll stay later if people want to meet up and stuff like that and have a chat and conversation. But
Try
we'll
and
have
get
to
the
see.
whole the Team Bean admin
Yeah, that'd be kind of
in
cool.
one place, in one go.
I mean, we could get most of the
if
Team
anything
Bean
was to happen,
admin.
Team Bean would be unruled.
Well, getting most of Team Bean admin would be great. It's just one Team Bean member that's being a bit. It's always bloody walking his toaster that doesn't want to ever show up.
Yeah, that damn toaster gets walked so much.
Anyway, we've gone off the subject. We're talking about toasters now. Right, anyway, let's move back on to the Pokemon stuff. So we've been doing the gym challenge. Jade, we know you're an Elite Four member. Shivy's running the fighting type gym at the moment as a temporary replacement because we just need to cover all of our bases. But if you could pick any gym typing as a gym leader in a region, what would you pick? Would it still be fighting or would you change it up?
Yep, fighting. I just
Fighting?
like fighting Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's just the whole whack.
Punch.
Just comes to mind. Just punch him. Right, just hit the enemy. It's easier. You having all these strategies? Punch.
Yeah. Just punch.
I
What
can't
about
even
you?
do my favorite strategy in the tournament gym leader thing because power up punch doesn't exist.
No.
With
TK.
so it's like my favorite strategy is power up punch metronome.
Ugh.
Like that's just ridiculously good. Couple of punches, you're one shot at anything.
Kind of cool. What about you, Jade? What would you
do? It.
What would your typing be?
I really like the fire type. I've always like preferred the fire type over everything else. So that would be sick. Or maybe something like the ground type, which I believe. Am I still tamping for?
Yeah. Right. At the moment.
Yeah, like ground or flying would be interesting. I feel like there's not as many flying gym leaders as there could be, especially when some of the regions have access to some really cool flying types.
Yeah, I think it's only Joe that has a flying gym leader, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because I don't know any other
there's only
regions that have a flying gym leader.
Gym leaders have flying, yeah, like there's flying Pokemon that people use, but there's no dedicated gym to it, and I reckon it would be cool to fill that.
That would be cool, actually. Because, yeah, you think there's no flying gym leaders. There's every other. Well, I guess the same as Fairy, though. There's only one Fairy. Actually, no. Is there a Fairy gym in Scarlet and Violet? There's not, is there?
No, but there's two. Because there's one in X and Y, and then there's one in Sword and Shield.
Yeah, I remember the
they
one in Sword and
introduced
Shield.
Fairy back then.
Yeah.
I remember the one in X and Y because it was sort of Fairy's like debut, so it just makes sense for them to have a gym leader there.
Yeah, I mean, I would like. I mean, me, I definitely love a fairy type gym, just because I like a lot of fairy type Pokemon. Like Sylveon would be a cool, like be my
I
ace.
can see your ace being Sylveon.
Tinkatonk, I'd like Galarian, Pony, like Rapidash. Um, there's a bunch of cool fairy types. Like Mimikyu would be a cool one to have. You could have Fluttermane. You could have, I don't know what the starter is, but it's like a water starter in one of the gens. It looks like a clownfish, but I can't think of its name now. It's
I don't know Clownfish, but
Poplio. It
Primarina.
evolves.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a fairy typing as well.
it's a seal, isn't it?
A seal, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, I'd like to run a fairy type. Obviously, I couldn't run Arcanine, which would suck. But you know,
Terra. If you go Scarlet and Violet logic, you can Terra.
yeah, true. I could have a fairy type Terra Arcanine, which would be kind of cool. That would be fun. So I think we've spoken a lot about obviously our favorite type. We've kind of gone way off the topic of everything, which is awesome. But we now know what our favorite specializers are. We got a bunch of questions out of the way today, which is now is
Yeah,
a
that was
massive
good.
insight into some of the Team Bean members. We may get some more on depending on who's
two.
available.
2 and 3.
But let's have one more question. If you could remove one of the Pokemon games, mainline
Is there
Pokemon
anything
games,
good? Oh,
which one would you remove?
I got to be excited there. Remove any Pokemon Bidoof.
I mean, okay.
Games.
If you removed one of the Pokemon, if you could kill off one Pokemon line,
Bidoof.
Bidoof. Okay, you'd get rid of Bidoof. A lot of people will hate you for
Bidoof.
that.
Pokemon line.
Or just like just any type of a Pokemon that you despise.
I really don't like Stunfish. I really don't like Dunsparce.
It's
So
not a great
probably
Pokemon.
one of those.
I think as a lot of people that probably were watching my streams knows my most hated Pokemon. And I will never forgive him for making me hatch nearly over 2,500 eggs. Yep. Psyduck. Psyduck can go burn in hell because I hate you, you son of a bitch.
Oricorio is another one for me. I hate that bird so much.
God, it's just a boring bird.
I think a lot of the bird
Mainline
Pokemon are
game.
boring. Do you know what? Flying type Pokemon, I think they're very boring.
A lot of them are very overlapping of types.
They're just very bland.
Flying normal.
But you look at all of the flying types; they're very just bland. Like Pidgeot is a pigeon. Cool. It turns into a bigger pigeon. Cool. I live in London. I see enough of them every single day. You got the crow, the one that turns into like a witch bird, and like Pharaoh. Okay, cool. Another bird that's kind of. I wish they'd do something more interesting with the bird type starter. Like, so you know what I mean? Like every region has its bird type at the very beginning of the game. Give me something cool. Give me like a fire bird or an electric bird. Why does it have to be a normal flying type? They're all normal. Give me something cool.
Yep. You just named Pokemon.
Yeah.
Huh?
The Firebird is pretty good.
What are you talking about, Moltres?
Mainline game, because that's originally what you said.
Yeah.
I might get hated for it, but Diamond and Pearl, the original Diamond and Pearl,
God,
and maybe even Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. They're just compared to what Platinum was. It's just not worked.
But I don't understand the hate on Diamond and Pearl though.
Platinum stuff.
Like I know the Ouija stuff is a bit. I mean, we've had a lot of fun in Shining Diamond and Brilliant Pearl, Shiv. We've actually.
Yeah, but as the stories and the games go, they're kind of just.
It's pretty boring.
Yeah.
You only really have one good fire type, and that's going to be a starter if you choose it, because Rapidash is pretty meh.
You dare insult Rapidash. Missy.
I don't like Rapidash. I like Galarian Rapidash. I don't like regular Rapidash.
Yeah, Galarian. I prefer Galarian Rapidash over the. I just maybe because of the fairy type, but the design of the Galarian Rapidash is a lot better than I feel like than the basic Rapidash.
It's a lot more unique.
Yeah, I mean,
But there's just a lot wrong with Diamond and Pearl. And then when they remade Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, they remade it like the original Diamond and Pearl, not like Platinum, which fixed a lot of problems.
They could have added the platinum, like distortion world and stuff, into it, and then they got rid of the fucking multiplayer element in the underground.
Yeah,
but I think you can still do the
was
multiplayer
fixed.
element in the underground in Shining Diamond and Brilliant Pearl.
No, it's all single player.
No, you can do multiplayer in the underground.
Not in the original, yeah.
Oh,
But in
no,
the
no,
new one, you
even in
can't.
the new ones, you can do it. Yeah, we've done it.
Yeah,
Am I
like
wrong?
We've
Platinum
actually done
fixed so
multiplayer
many
in Brilliant
problems.
Diamond and Shining Pearl. It's the first time I've ever done it. I'm 100% sure that Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl has the ability to play multiplayer.
I do seem to remember it having multiplayer, but I just didn't play with people.
Just look at shit.
Because there was also
Googling away.
there was the trainer, wasn't there, who like let you start like a group with people,
Yeah.
like in the first town or something.
I mean, it's a
Oh,
weird
dig
one.
underground together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I knew
can.
it. Well, anyway.
What was yours, James?
If I was to be able to remove one,
Like a mainline game?
I don't know actually. I would. If if I was to remove one, but I don't want it removed, I want it updated because I can't think of. I would like red and blue and yellow updated to a more modern standard because I know people hate the new XP thing, but I kind of like it. It's very less grindy. So I would like to see red and blue
Yeah.
as a updated like Diamond and Pearl, where you get the XP share, but you can still play through the game and do. I like that needs a remake. Like red and blue needs a remake. So I guess I'd get rid
I would
of
love
that.
a black and white remake.
I don't think
Not
we're going
like
to get
because
remakes of Black and
obviously
White.
black 2 and white 2, but I would like a remake like they did with Diamond and Pearl, where it's like something like that. Because I think Black and White had such a good story, and I actually quite enjoy the games, but they're just ruined by the anime, and
Yeah.
people's first impression of it is the anime.
Yeah, but this is
Yeah.
the problem with people. They don't look at stuff. They don't take something in like, you know, when you're watching like movies, for instance, and stuff like that. They don't watch the movie and then go, "Oh, that was a terrible movie." Like I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I watched the Borderlands movie and I really enjoyed it.
You can just be wrong. It's okay.
But this is the thing. I don't base my opinions of what other people. If someone tells me, "Oh, don't play Pokemon. It's a terrible game," well, that's your opinion. You're allowed to have it.
You can
Fair.
play it.
But I'm going to play it myself. Like I like Shining Diamond and Brilliant Pearl. I think it's a fun game. Other people don't. Fair enough. Like I'm not going to hate you for it. But my opinion differs to yours. I like the Weeby version. I think it's fun. So what? Sue me. Please don't. I can't afford it. But you know,
Yeah, no one can afford to be sued.
no, it's too much money. You can have this Pokemon coin. Here we go. Yeah, there's Pokemon coin.
You can have
Anyway,
I think I've got a like
this code
Toy
card.
Coco Pokemon coin somewhere.
If you actually have that code card, it'll probably work as well.
Yeah, I haven't used it.
Well,
So,
on that note, guys, I'm going to say that's the end of today's episode. We've spoken a lot about Pokemon today. I think we've still got a lot more we could
Amongst
probably
other
say about
things.
Pokemon. Yeah, we diverse, and that's what's a good thing about a podcast is not sticking to the script. Well, the script. I say the script, not just going off of like what we're speaking about and doing stuff. But what I will say is you can find myself at James LNK on every platform: Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. You can find Shivy at Shivapotamus over on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok as well. He's going to be starting to
soon
stream
Kick.
on Kick soon, so take a look at that,
Yeah.
which is something I'm possibly looking into as well. And you can find Jade in the Team Bean Discord. Actually, you can find us all in the Team Bean Discord. And Jade is also on
Yeah, it'd be a bit weird if we weren't in it.
on Twitch as Clothing Soda, YouTube as Clothing Soda, and TikTok as you're changing your name. So what is it?
It's Jade_Pokemon instead.
Jade_Pokemon instead. Go
I
look out
think
for
there
that.
might Jade_Pokemon, and then there might be a number at the end. I'm not sure.
Well, again, guys, we'll leave a link to the description and all, for everybody's links anyway. So I'll get all the links.
Yeah.
And join the Team Bean Discord, guys. If you haven't already done so, the Discord is full of a bunch of like Pokemon fans. It's a really good place to hang out, play any games. It doesn't have to be Pokemon. You can play anything in there. You can chill out. You can make new friends. You can join the gym challenge, make your own team on Showdown. So even if you don't own any Pokemon games that you really want to get involved, Showdown is a free web-based battle system where you don't have to worry about IVs, what Pokemon to get. You can use everything. So it's all free, all fun. It's definitely worth a good try if you like battling. So we're doing that over there. If you need any help, jump in the Discord. We've got people that will help you. Make sure to check that out. Again, that'll be in the description below. Come and join us. Let us know you've come from the podcast because that'd be good to know. We're not scary.
Yourself.
Chivy's a bit scary. You know, he does like to bite. So
Yeah.
just a warning.
Don't get on Chippy's bad side.
But guys, thank you so much for joining me in today's episode. Next week we will be having some other people possibly. We'll work it out. I haven't even decided. This is the last minute thing. I always do it last minute because that's how I work. But guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Has anyone else got anything to say before we end this podcast there?
I am good.
They are good. Jade, anything? You went
Chippy
silent.
rules.
Okay, well, we'll end it on
Chippy
a
rules.
lie there. So, guys, thank you so much for watching or listening. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to check us out, and we will see you all there. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Peace.